Jesus gave us two great commandments. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul, mind and strength, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Those are ambiguous kinds of commandments when you think about it, because the measure of our response to God is love. Well, golly, how do you know if you love God or love neighbor if you're not terribly emotional in the way that you relate to the world? I'm not the kind of guy who tears up at Lifetime movies. So I don't necessarily feel very gushy about God, and frankly, I often don't feel very gushy about you. So how can I know whether I'm loving God and loving you or not? Well, thankfully, Jesus gave us the key to this question. Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. You want to know whether you love someone or something, whether you love God and God's kingdom, ask yourself, where do I put my most scarce resources? How am I investing my time, which is the most limited thing in the universe? Where am I putting my treasure? Where am I putting my talent and my energy? If I invest it all in myself, well, that tells me what I love and where my priorities are. If I'm giving it to the cause of the kingdom of God, then maybe that says something about my relationship to God. And if I have fallen in love with God, then clearly I'll love God's children and I'll care for them. And they'll receive some of my treasure and my time, my talent, and my energy. We've been watching the news in the midst of this pandemic, and already people are beginning to feel the struggle, a genuine one, I recognize, between the tension between social distancing and the disruption to commerce and to productivity, to the economy. And frankly, for some people, that is tremendously anxiety provoking, both on a personal level and understandably so, but also from a broader perspective that the nation's economy is slowing down. I don't know how to resolve that tension, except I know that as we answer the questions of how much safety versus how much commerce, we have to answer them in light of Jesus' great commandments. That we serve a God who has created all of us, and therefore there is none of us who is less valuable than the other, and particularly those who are most vulnerable, who the world would think as not important, the very young, the very old, the very poor, the forgotten, the marginalized. These are the ones that the people of God are charged with holding in their hearts and lifting up as we make policy decisions. So it's never going to be okay to trade off any group of people for the benefit of our bottom line, our 401k, our income, our financial security. It's not easy, but it is clear. And it comes right out of Jesus' great commandments to love God and to love neighbor. I'm Lynn Morgan. I'm the pastor of St. Matthew's United Church of Christ in Hamburg, and I'm your slipper shod pastor. Be at peace, my friends.